Hi, welcome. My name is Angelina, and you are watching my end of month review for the month of November, where we basically take a look at some K-pop comebacks and or debuts and rank them using my super fancy tier ranking system. So if you're interested, then keep on watching and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. First off, however, we are going to take a look at these tiers. If you've been here a million times already, feel free to skip through this part. You can also follow me. Did I say you could follow me on Instagram? Instagram and TikTok. Reels are actually so much more fun than TikToks, but I do use TikTok to make my reels. Doesn't matter. So at the very top, of course, we have Big Booty Bop. The best song. These are songs that are love at first sight, and I am obsessed with them. Followed by, of course, Cup of Milk. These are songs that end up on my playlist, but they don't last too long, if you know what I mean. Like a cup of milk. We've been through this so many times. I think you get it. Right below that tier, we have second gen vibes. These are songs that we casually like. If they randomly played on a playlist, we probably wouldn't skip them, but you know, nothing more than that. Then below that, of course, we have the grower tier for songs that took a little time to get into our hearts, you know, which is followed by one of my favorite tiers, the Forgettable tier, which is pretty self-explanatory. They're just songs, they might have been hyped up, but at the end of the day, like, I do not remember what they sound like. Forgettable, which is then followed by YG's Dungeon. These are songs that need more time to simmer. There's something like tangibly wrong with them, like something I would actually change about them. Before we finish off with, of course, not my cup of tea. They're just songs I simply don't like straight up, I don't like them. Sometimes they feel neutral, but most of the time they're just, I wouldn't listen to them again. So with that out of the way, let's finally get into the releases of this month. So now that the tiers are out of the way, let's get started. We first have StayC on this list with their Japanese release, Poppy. I had really high hopes for this song because of the Tetris imagery and just the music video seemed fun, though slightly unoriginal. I feel like every single music video being released this year and a bit last year as well is featuring these very kind of Y2K yet simultaneously futuristic type animations. I guess that's what Y2K was. But you know, I've just seen so many heart and bubble animations that at this point, you know, it's something I'm noting. I'm not kidding. There are some scenes in here that are straight out of Toys' Talk That Talk. But anyways, the music video was admittedly really cute, and that pre-chorus is magical as hell. As if literally I was being brought to another universe. Like, let me play a snippet for you because it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. But then the chorus started playing, and it's not that it's a bad chorus, it's not where I thought it was gonna go. Like, I feel like the chorus compared to the pre-chorus could be two separate songs that are really good on their own. It felt a little bit out of place, but otherwise really nice and catchy. I swear, like, at least 40% of my video is me brushing my hair. I don't even know why, because it doesn't look any different than it did before I brushed it. Overall, I would say that this would more than likely go into second gen vibes. I think I more casually like this song than anything, so that's where we're gonna put it. I was surprised to see LE SSERAFIM again on this list. I mean, like, I made the list, but I was surprised to find them because I knew right away it wasn't an official comeback, because I remember I reacted to Impurities in a video, and then suddenly it's a music video, and I was like, did I alter time? But alas, it's a B-side from their Anti-Fragile album. This is described as a smooth R&B song that showcases an entirely different side of the group in comparison to the hard-hitting nature of their previous title track, Anti-Fragile. Again, I listened to the song for the first time when I was doing my LE SSERAFIM live vocals video, and I didn't love it. It just kind of existed for me, but I think through editing and through hearing it constantly, through revisions and all that jazz, it just lived in my head rent-free. It lived in my head rent-free, just like, what was the other song? I wanted to say Hype Boy. It's not Hype Boy. That's not even the same group. What's their other B-side? Blue Flame. Both of those songs were like playing it almost sounded like Hype Boy because just messed up beats together. But anyways, it definitely grew on me. It grew on me so much. I think we're gonna put it in the grower tier. I did note that it was a glorified dance practice for the music video, but I did appreciate what they did with the lighting. It reminded me a little bit of TXT. They did a performance at an end of year award show maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and they played with light. Like light was part of the choreography, like imagery against a wall or against the floor, and it was beautiful. And there was a semblance of that in the beginning of this music video, and I thought it would be so cool to play with it a little bit more. But anyways, I digress. Boom released a single. I was surprised. I didn't think it was really a comeback either, just like Impurities. Like there wasn't the driving force behind it to promote it. So I did find out it is actually for like an Alzheimer's project that we'll talk about later. But this is Boom's Remembered. So this is part of something called Project Present or Present. My AI plosive detector is working overtime. I hope it worked. That'd be so embarrassing because that was $100. $140 if you translate the prices to mine. You better work. So Project Present improves the quality of life for individuals living in the early stages of Alzheimer's, dementia, and or memory loss through engaging improvisation workshops to encourage interpersonal connection, creative expression, and joyful collaboration. That's what I found out from the website. And so this song ties into that, especially with the title called Remembered. And she herself, Boom, is not in this music video. So we just went from Impurities, which is a glorified dance practice, to its core. I don't even think we had any face shots in that music video, to then a music video where the artist isn't even in there. It's just all storyline, of which I didn't fully get. And that's always okay. It's always okay to not understand what is going on because it forces you to think. It forces you to think and discuss with other people. When I read about this music video, it was described as a woman isolating herself, waiting for the end of the world, then venturing out and enjoying the beach, which was not quite what I was getting. Do you like my hair better like this? I'll try a couple minutes and we'll see. I don't know how I got so neurotic with my hair through filming. I do. It was my 2019 Blackpink scandal where people kept calling me a clown and I took it personally thinking they were talking about my hairline. But yeah, let's try this. So the lyrics of the song literally say, even if my mind forgets, my heart remembers. So I guess that ties into that. But I'm open to discussion. Let me know what you think this music video represents. I mean, obviously, forgetting, you know, the downfalls of our memory. From their third mini album, Nature World Code W, we have Limbo by Nature, if you didn't catch that. I really wanted to like this song because I saw a little bit of the choreography on TikTok, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was kind of cool. Like they're literally doing the limbo, and I didn't think much of it. And then I actually watched the whole music video, and I'm like, wait, I've been seeing parts of their choreography being clowned on TikTok. They have this weird move with their hair, which I think is genius. It's genius because it gets people talking. I wouldn't really have heard of this otherwise if they didn't have a weird ass choreography for this. So, I mean, it works, right? I do appreciate the creepy vibes of the chorus. It feels like a children's chant. Do you know what I mean? And it did seem quite familiar. I can't quite put my finger on it, but in my notes I wrote the normal part was especially familiar. So I guess we'll try to find that and sneak it in here. Otherwise, I just don't really think this song is my cup of tea-ish. Like, again, I appreciate some of the vibes. So rather than putting it in Not My Cup of Tea, I do think we could go ahead and put it into YG's Dungeon instead. Maybe a little bit of simmering in there would be better. But I mean, I think it was pretty eye-catching. I commend them for doing weird shit and getting recognized for it. I also did want to say that it has quite a second gen sound. Like, I feel like this came straight out of the depths of second gen, which isn't always a good thing, but you know. If this chained up scene hasn't been in literally every single music video, an EXO music video, a New East music video, an ATEEZ music video, I swear to God. I feel like sometimes we can get general themes out of each month when I do this, and this theme is just that all music videos are the same. They're all turning the same. There are timeless elements that make all music videos the same, such as this chained up move, which I can recall way back into 2012, I think, 2013, probably even before that. These are just examples I can think of. Leave down in the comments below all the chained up things. Big Bang, Everybody's done it. All boy groups literally just chain themselves up in music videos, and that's all they need to do. And then there's more recent issues, not really an issue, just more recent trends of these animation type Y2K animations that I myself have used in my editing in the past, like maybe last year as well. I mean, all that to introduce Drippin's comeback with the one from their album Villain, The End, which another trend is having album titles with colons. Colon. I'm thinking of intestines. That's not what I mean. Okay. Essentially, this one is D&B, which is drums and bass, with a stylish rhythm that sings about the fatalistic eclipse. The one also refers to a circle that connects the beginning to the end. I personally read this song more as a love song rather than whatever they wrote here. And the music video was so different from the sound. It just felt like it didn't really match because I'm hearing this more upbeat song, but I'm seeing these darker elements. But overall, I don't really love this song because on top of having like these more upbeat elements, we then, I don't know, just these upbeat elements mixed with these badass elements. I don't love it. I didn't quite like it. So for me, this is going to go into not my cup of tea. After I bitched and complained about not being on Alexa's PR email list anymore, I finally got an email from ZB Label talking about her new comeback with Back in Vogue, because I was completely ignored for a tattoo. And then I bitched about it. And then suddenly I'm back. I don't know. But anyways, this is from her EP, Girls Gone Vogue. So Alexa's Back in Vogue. According to the email, multi-talented artist Alexa has officially made her first comeback after being crowned the winner of NBC's American Song Contest with a groovy pop hit Back in Vogue, harkening back to the spunky, confident vibes of iconic Disney Channel stars. Back in Vogue will see Alexa back in her... so many backs. Back in Vogue will see Alexa back in her prime time in a collaboration with the same songwriters and choreographers behind her viral hit, Wonderland. Personally, I love when Alexa does her typical, more badass girl crush concepts like her debut, or when she does softer songs like Tattoo or Never Let Me Go. I tend to love those two sides of her. Meaning, when I heard the snippet of this song, I just wasn't really on board. It wasn't really my thing. I have something against this era. Like, G-Idol did a similar era for Nude, I think. Well, I'm an anti for this era. I don't even know what year it's emulating. I don't love the concept, but I love her vocals. I love her voice. I love her. Despite its addictive nature, I just literally don't remember what it sounds like at all. We're gonna make use of the Forgettable tier, which is weird. I'm an anti for like kind of that era, but I've been listening to Cell Block Tango from Chicago, the movie Chicago. Anyways, I'm not sure if that's the same era, but I've been really enjoying it. So I feel like there's some aesthetic similarities in the music video, but I digress. From their single My Time, we have ICHILLIN and their comeback with Draw. So as far as I can tell, the structure of the song was a little bit confusing. I just immediately wasn't sure where the chorus was. Like, the chorus ended up passing by and I was like, wait a minute, I thought it was building up to something, but ended up just going into another verse. I feel like it was anticlimactic in that sense, but I did think it was very intriguing that it sampled the song, like a children's song, Ring Around the Rosie. And there's really some sick sounds in this song. Let's see if I have a couple snippets. I just remember thinking like, that sounds really cool. With all that said, because I did enjoy some of the elements, didn't really love some other elements, I think this is the perfect candidate for YG's Dungeon 2. Moving on to Xdinary Heroes and their comeback haircut from their second mini album, Overload. So Overload is a basic title, but I'm surprised it's not like Overload colon scissors. This song, which had all members participate in the lyrics, compares the negative thoughts that eat away at you to hair, with lyrics literally saying, cut away the darkness, snip, which describes how they'll be born anew after cutting away the dark thoughts. I thought, okay, that's like, it's an interesting concept. They literally sit there and chant, get a haircut. Get a hair. Ah! I get it. I get the vibes. I understand. And I think I don't know. I get it. I totally get it. It's just funny at first. This would have been so perfect. This would have been so perfect in October if this was an October release, but alas, it's in November. I do feel like this is going to be another YG's Dungeon for me because I did like some of the sounds. I don't know. I don't love it. That's all I'm saying. YooA from Oh My Girl released her second mini album, Selfish, featuring the title track of the same name. I think it's the title track. I hope so. This song is described as an R&B genre song that captures YooA's unique vocals. The lyrics compare the frustrating feelings stemming from an uncertain relationship due to an indecisive significant other to a fish inside a bathtub that is being drained. I like that. I think it's very descriptive. It definitely paints a picture. Now, did I get that from this at all? Absolutely not. It felt like a very upbeat song. This is another example of all music videos are the same. We're seeing the exact same elements. Lack of storyline, but plenty of animations. And I loved the animations at first. I just, I feel like I've seen it. I've literally used those bubbles in one of my videos. JYP paved the way though, because it's really in twice in Itzy music videos that I've seen all of this and gotten myself inspiration through my editing style when I wasn't showing my face for a while because I was upset. Above and beyond using similar editing styles, the real crime is whatever the hell this outfit is. I should be a K-pop stylist. Everyone would either just wear black or it'd be like a second gen hellscape. When I heard her voice in the song though, I was like, that's not her. I don't know Oh My Girl or YooA that well, to be honest. But I was like, that can't be her voice because I remember her in Bon Voyage and her voice was so ethereal and suddenly it's quite impactful now. But anyways, it's not terrible. I was ready to sit here and say that it's a whole ass mess because the beginning stages of me listening to this, I was just like, I don't feel it. But it's oddly addictive. Like immediately after listening to it, I was singing it in my head. There's also a very innovative butt dance. I've never seen it done like this before. I love when we can push through and really innovate these types of classic dances in K-pop. For those reasons, I think we're going to put this into the grower tier as well. With their title track alone, we have Highlight, who made another comeback with their fourth mini album After Sunset. This song is described as a pop track filled with simple bass themes and drum sounds, which highlight the song set your vibes with lyrics expressing the dual feelings of falling in love. The title After Sunset, for whatever reason, reminded me of their song when they were together as Beast, Beautiful Night After Sunset. I was really hoping for something along those lines. It just didn't really wow me. I mean, Yosub's vocals, chef's kiss. I love Yosub. Fun fact, I used to be a Beast stan for like a whole summer. So, but it's just not something I really like. So not my cup of tea. Next up is Verivery, who came out with Tap Tap from their single album Liminality EP Love. I had to cut that gasp short to show you the snippet, but liminality, the word liminality is so intriguing to me. I love that for an album title. I personally would have just called it Liminality. I think it stands on its own and it just stands on its own. You don't need EP Love. We all know you're talking about love. All these are love songs. But I digress. But back to liminality, because I've really started getting into knowing more about liminal spaces. And I think it's so cool. It's really terrifying to actually scroll through TikTok for this tag because it's like, it's just fucking scary. But at the same time, I'm really intrigued. And I just saw the movie Vivarium. I really recommend it. Not usually a movie I think I would have loved, but it was so weird. And given the fact that I had just read up about liminality, liminal spaces, I was so intrigued. So I really like that movie. So based on the album title, I mean, I guess Tap Tap really doesn't scream liminality, but just based on the album title, I was really hoping for something liminal, and I didn't really get that. But petition for a K-pop group to do like a liminal space type music video. I don't know how that would translate into sound, but I would love that type of music video. Can you think of any? I think some music videos tend to look a little liminal, don't they? Because they're fake. It's like fake settings anyways. Tap Tap is described as a bright and energetic song that mixes fancy hip hop beats with pop rock sounds. Why does it sound like I wrote that? Like I read that off of Soompi, but fancy hip hop beats. I would totally write something like that. The song comforts the hearts of listeners through dynamic and enjoyable twists. Again, we're hit with a music video that's very familiar, but then I was hit with the lyrics. They say literally, guess what this message means. LOL. I'll let you know. LOL. Turns out it's a roller coaster type song, which isn't inherently bad. I've mentioned before that I tend to not love those songs immediately. I would have scrapped the first part because the transition from the chorus into the second verse felt a lot better to me. It was still quite different, but it felt a lot better to me and I would have liked it more. I'm not sure if it'll grow on me, but I'm gonna put it in the grower tier because it might. Why not? Chen made his comeback with Last Scene from his third mini album of the same name. So Audrey and I briefly we briefly spoke about Chen, and she said something along the lines of like, he's having a comeback despite the fact that he has a wife and children. So he's beating the odds. That's verbatim what was said. And then I go to this music video. I'm looking at the comments and there's backhanded compliments. I literally read a comment. It's like, guys, it doesn't matter that this song isn't charting well and that the music video views are low. We should just still support Chen. It's like, I thought that was so funny. Like incredibly funny. Now, I don't know who Chen's audience is supposed to be. I feel like if you're an EXO fan, I won't speak for XOLs actually. Retract that. But if I potentially were an XOL and, or anyone, if I stand anyone and they came out with like a ballad like this, I don't know. It's not fancy. This is a ballad song that captures Chen's emotional vocals on top of a beautiful piano melody and string sounds. The lyrics portray a parting where everything ends and gradually disappears. So to me, it's more like an OST song. I think it would have been great if it was paired with a drama. But for me, it was honestly a little bit boring. Like, it's not that I hate ballads. I don't in any sense of the word hate ballads. But I felt there was emotions lacking from this. I just didn't love it, so not my cup of tea. Let us now take a look at a debut by the group 50/50 with their EP, The 50. Wait, what is the title then? I didn't write it. Higher! The song seemed great, but then the chorus started playing and I was lost. To me, the chorus is very similar to Hype Boy in the sense that it feels noisy in a way that's very super specific. So it's like you have two tabs open on YouTube of the same song, and they're both playing at the same time, but like in a 1 second delay. So it just sounds off to me. So that's really the only thing I didn't like about it. Otherwise, it's a pretty solid debut. We have the trendy music video elements, but I feel like they really made it their own rather than just animations here and there. They really created a new world. Pink Sand, it's quite cute and I like it. So I'm gonna put this into second gen vibes. On to Victon and their title track Virus from their album Choice. Virus is described as an alternative hip-hop track that compares a tragic love story to a virus. I swear if this isn't an SM song, I actually think it sounds like Favorite or Vampire. I think that's the same song. It sounds like that. And I know this because Audrey forces me to listen to it every time I get into her car. I've assimilated. What can I say? Unfortunately, it's just another one that I don't love. So, not my cup of tea. Moving on to Secret Number, Tap. Wait, there's 2 songs this month called Tap. Wasn't who? Tap Tap? We just talked about them. Very, Tap Tap. Secret Number, Tap. Okay. Okay, this is an up-tempo dance song that captures the message of trying to get closer to someone while boldly tapping on the person's heart. The instrumental at the beginning tickled my brain. I love sounds like that. And I actually had a personal experience not too long ago. I was at Costco and I was wearing a coat and like my coat zipper slid on the shopping cart, and it makes like this most beautiful cascading sound, and I love it, and it reminded me of the instrumental for this. I was expecting a little bit more magic, though it ended up being a little more mellow, which is fine. It's just I'm really searching for that magic that they brought forth in Got That Boom. Even though I didn't love Got That Boom when it first came out, but it grew on me. But otherwise, I think I would casually listen to this, so second gen vibes. From their single Pit a Pat, YooA released Rollercoaster. This song is quite magical, actually. A bit reminiscent of maybe like a Kara mixed with Twice song. Like if they merged together, I feel like this would be a similar song that they would come out with. Even the emphasis when they say baby reminded me of TT. Like baby. The lyrics are also really cute. It's basically comparing how you feel for someone to a roller coaster. So the last upside down, my heart goes inside out. I thought that was cute. I think it's an example of a busy chorus that works for me because you almost have the feeling like there's two tabs open at the same time, but it just meshes a little bit better. It still feels like a lot's going on, but I prefer it, so. And the bridge was so ethereal, so second gen vibes. Another debut, we have Artbeat, who were originally a cover group, it seems. So let's take a look at Magic. It's a magic. Matt suggested this group to me, and Mando as well. I saw posting about it. My first thought actually is like the beginning sounded like a Red Velvet song, so Happiness in particular. But also, why are so many songs sounding like Happiness? I feel like last month we also had a song that sounded like Happiness. Particularly the softness in, I think one of the members' voices reminded me of Silgi. The aesthetics, however, were very reminiscent of ICHILLIN, which I continue to miss ICHILLIN. Like I see Le Seraphim succeeding. What was the other group with I've succeeding, but I still miss ICHILLIN. Wouldn't it be cool if they could have continued ICHILLIN and debuted with other groups? Genius idea. Nobody, if you ever see that, that's my idea. Don't take it. Vocals are beautiful, but it's just not a song I will listen to. But as always, if you find yourself liking the song, go check it out. Bibi released an album, Low Life Princess. Noir, featuring the song Animal Farm, which we discussed last month, but she now has a music video for Vengeance. I am really starting to really appreciate, not that I've never appreciated her, don't put words in my mouth. I've just like being more drawn to her these days because she has storylines in her music videos. Her voice is absolutely stunning. She's such a badass. So this music video, it starts off that it's a funeral that it seems Bibi is going to, and she kind of doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Reciprocate this creepy man's actions towards her, and she ends up getting embarrassed because another man, or is it the same man? I'm so bad with faces. And then someone pours water on her head, and it just seems really embarrassing, like humiliating. From there, though, we have a revenge sequence. She ends up capturing the man, and he's in a cage amongst this like Dexter-esque surroundings, and she ends up like hosing him off, kind of like payback for what had happened at the funeral. And then she buries him. The lyrics say, "Don't get caught again, or you'll see a bad bitch, you'll see a crazy bitch." And then this is where I knew my Korean is just not that good anymore, because I'm trying to like, there was no subtitles for the Korean, so I'm trying to listen, and what I heard was like, this guy Kim something is sleepy, and then I thought Bibi responded with jajangmyeon. Anyways, I love how badass she is, and this is going second gen vibes for sure, with the possibility to move up. From his album Love or Loved Part 1, YooA has released Keep Me Up. Keep Me Up has, I would say Keep Me Up has a similar vibe to his last song, BT. Bitil. I preferred the beat to this song, but the overall flow of BT a bit more. But otherwise, like, it's just nice and easy to listen to. But I think we're gonna have to put it into Forgettable. From Uni on, Younite have released their title track, Bad Cupid. This was surprising to me. I don't know if we've ever reviewed Younite on this channel in these videos. Let me know. But I just saw it randomly in my recommended, so I decided to check it out, and I really enjoyed the sound. But those lyrics. It's just, they made me so uncomfortable with the lyrics, because it's literally like, it might sting a little girl, my gun is locked and loaded, and then they proceed to admit how they think love is a game and they want to play with her. And it's like, who thought this was alluring? Who thought this was a good idea? Who? But I digress. No, actually, who thought girls would go crazy over this? Who thought anyone would go crazy over this? I know a couple people who probably were like, it's fine. The song is pretty good though. It's hard hitting. If you can get past the lyrics, you also get a lovely little roller coaster, which interestingly works pretty well. Like, it goes from like badass to cute, but it kind of works. I mean, scrap the lyrics, it kind of works. And actually, the beginning of this song reminds me so much of La Lisa, like a more hardcore, faster version, you know? La, 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 la. Second gen vibes. Also, while playing this, their B-side Power started playing randomly on Spotify, and I really liked the chorus. I thought I would say that. We're getting to the end. We now have 17 in their Japanese release, Dream. I really don't have much to say other than it sounds familiar, but I don't know what it sounds like. Also, I don't think I would ever listen to it, so not my cup of tea. Not JY Park being on this list. Someone save me. I saw like all the things he was writing to people, and like, I don't know if it's a marketing tactic to get people to talk about it, but I'm like, why is this man so anal about what way you're gyrating your hips? It has to be a joke. It has to be a ploy, because like, who cares that much? I'm gonna be nice because JYP does pay my bills, so lest we get on his bad side. Actually, you know what? You guys are gyrating your hips a little wonky. You should do better. But anyways, he definitely knows how to promote his shit. I would have never heard of this song. What was his last song? I don't even remember. But the fact that he bullied all these idols into participating in this shit with him, good on him, because now it's stuck in my head. Fuck! Itzy? Wonyoung? This man is out of control. The only JYP song that I love so much is When We Disco. And this is nowhere near that level, but somehow I feel like it's supposed to be a little retro. I just didn't love it at first, to be honest. It definitely grew on me, though. I saw that Taeyong fan cam everywhere, and it was just so addictive. She was just moving, and I'm like, this, I can't stop watching. So Grower, I'm gonna put him straight into Grower, even though he was being a little mean. Now let's talk about Tempest's comeback with Dragon from their third mini album, On and On. The hybrid Chabjan song compares dreams to a dragon that soars high up into the sky, conveying Tempest's resolve in the process. I thought it was so funny because, again, you know, I'm out here reading comments, and one of the comments under the highlight medley said, I like how this group isn't following trends. You know, they're not doing noise music like the other boy groups. And then Dragon started playing, and I was like, if this isn't an SM song, if this isn't literally something NCT would sing. And what is SM known for? Noise! It's just really funny because their debut, they literally sounded like 17, and now they sound like NCT. A little bit of an identity crisis. And it's not just me that thinks that, because Audrey literally messaged me almost verbatim, word for word, exactly what I just said. And we hadn't discussed it or anything. I'm like, I literally wrote that in my script. Some of the vocals, though, do still sound quite 17. Either way, I really don't. It's not my thing, unfortunately. Moving on to BoA, who released her third mini album, Forgive Me, with the title track of the same name. This is described as a hip-hop dance song that gives a sharp warning to someone who becomes mistaken and goes on to make conclusions of their own within the twisted frame they are trapped in. Did she write this for K-pop stands? I was expecting to hate this, not gonna lie, because SM entertainment. It wasn't that bad though. Don't get me wrong, there were some typical SM elements, like the very edited high note, but otherwise it wasn't very noisy. I mean, she's a solo artist, so obviously there was no singing in unison, but it didn't feel quite hip hop, did it? To me, it read more like pop rock. Am I totally off? There was some vocal editing that wasn't typical SM vocal editing, but rather something you would have heard in the early 2000s, like notably all the things she said. You know that? That didn't seem too hip hop to me, but I don't know. I casually liked it though. I feel like if it played on a playlist, I might not skip it. It's like an in-between, but we'll go with second gen vibes. Ending off with Red Velvet, or Itzy actually is having a comeback too, but I feel like I might make my own video for that. And I also don't know what it sounds like. It hasn't even been released yet. To be fair, this Red Velvet song hasn't either, but through the magic of editing, you'll never know. So their album is called The Rev Festival 2022 Birthday. Riveting stuff. Also, the search results are going to be confused as hell because Red Velvet is a cake, right? So Red Velvet Birthday? Cake? I was already having trouble finding the album art, which looks sick, by the way. I think this is amazing. I love it. Very unique. It has a lot of character in it, but there were a lot of fucking cakes in the search results. But I did see their highlight medley. Was it a highlight medley? Mood sampler. And I also heard the alleged demo of the song, and I was like, that sounds sick. Unfortunately, it just really didn't tickle my fancy. Is that how? That sounded a little weird. Not my cup of tea. YG's Dungeon is where we're going to put this one, actually, because I think just a little bit of tweaking, and it definitely grew on me, though, like way more than I expected. So let's make use of the grower tier. As hyped up as this song was, it just isn't memorable. It's quite forgettable, so I think that's where we're going to put it. And that is how you would have never known that I haven't heard the song yet. Seriously, though, forgettable. We're gonna put it into forgettable. I made that whole bit to make you laugh. I hope you got a good giggle out of it, but it's pretty forgettable. Okay, we will end off with Itzy. We'll put a little space here for them, and then we can do a little voiceover if we need to. From their album Cheshire. We don't even know the title track's name yet, but we did have Boys Like You originally as an English pre-release single. So here we have insert name of the song. I'll let voiceover me do the rest because I literally don't know anything about the song. I just have to say that if this song sounds the way I think it's gonna sound, then JYP respectfully, maybe don't. Like, maybe do something else. I don't know, because they're going in a direction that doesn't make sense to me. As someone who has literally followed them since debut, it doesn't make sense to me. And it's good to change your sound, to change things up, but like, I feel like their songs themselves are becoming more and more forgettable, and they deserve so much better. Anyways, future me can worry about that. I finally heard the song. This is me from the future. I dress the same every day and don't look much different, so maybe you couldn't tell except for the shitty lighting because it's raining. For Itzy, it would also totally be forgettable. Like, I've listened to it at least 5 times now, and I have no idea what it sounds like. Not a clue in the world. You could play the beginning of the song and be like, oh, I'm listening to a new song. I wouldn't even catch that it's Itzy's Cheshire. So, forgettable as well. I can't believe we almost forgot Kara. Not on my watch. Not on my watch, guys. So we're going to add them right here. This is their 15th anniversary special album, Move Again, with the song When I Move. This is a song with a powerful rhythm that highlights Kara's distinct vocals. I thought it was really nice. I'm going to go ahead and put this into second gen vibes. So now we're going to go onto my playlist section of this music. This isn't a music video. Of this video. There was not a lot of good songs this month. But anyways, I'm going to see ATs. Maybe by the time you're watching this, I'll literally be stuck in a tiny ass seat beside my friend, not being able to hear shit because everyone's screaming. But I digress. I went through their set list. I literally have a playlist of their set list. How is Poppy here? The Fellowship Break the Wall, and this is their set list, and I just started listening to it every single day. And the one heat topping version, I never liked it. I think the lyrics are awkward as hell. I don't know who wrote them, but it's not the best. But anyways, the beat, amazing. I love it. I'm so in love with this version. I just wish it would have been the Korean version. Do you know what I mean? Also, telephone, I don't know. This song, I just saw it this morning on TikTok, and I have a story to tell because do you guys ever remember Zwinky or IMVU? I was literally on those sites as a fetus, okay? I was too fucking young to be on those sites. But I had an online boyfriend. Back then you would literally just ask strangers like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And they'd be like yes or no, and then like that made you girlfriend and boyfriend. Some people would cyber, not me. But my boyfriend pretended he was like this famous emo kid. There was literally like a video of this emo kid dancing in like a Walmart to Soulja Boy song, and he's like, that's me. I'm like, oh my god, he's so hot. Obviously like too young to catch that he was lying to me. And then I went through his YouTube videos, and he like sang a song for Britney. I'm like, who's Britney? He's like, she's my cousin. And he sent me this song to show me how he felt about me. The whole thing is so funny, but I actually really like this song. I literally listened to it like 18 times this morning. I don't even know if it was the song, to be honest, but it brought back those memories. I'll say one last little story. I remember like I asked this guy, I'm like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And he said yes. And I got so scared because, you know, I'm young, but you still learn that you shouldn't trust strangers on the internet, blah, blah, blah. So immediately after, I felt so guilty. I'm like, my mom would be so mad. So I'm going back. I'm like, I'm sorry, we have to break up. Like, literally, we were boyfriend and girlfriend for 5 minutes. But yeah, there really wasn't that many songs. Here are some of the songs I have on my playlist. Last Christmas by Wham. I added that last night. Paris by the Chainsmokers. Not really my thing. Dreamers and Still Here. You have no idea how like upset I am that they're not going to perform that at the concert. It's okay though. And then Cell Block Tango. I just didn't know if I wanted to add them yet. Maybe next month, we'll see. But yeah, I'm so sorry to disappoint you. I didn't really have any songs to recommend except like the Hello Goodbye song, Here in Your Arms. But yeah, that is basically it. Thank you so much if you made it this far. If you made it this far without skipping, thank you. It's okay if you do, though. I won't tell anybody. But that is it. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends you don't have. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I'm clearly having a blast. I'm really nervous to be on TikTok because I keep getting K-pop shit recommended to me because I make K-pop shit. And I'm like, just please don't be me. Please don't be me. Please don't be someone berating me. Please don't be someone saying I deserve to die in hell. Please. It happened 3 times before, so I have reason to be afraid, okay? Anyways, these are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. But as for I'm gonna get going, and yeah, I'm gonna go see ATs. Bye.